And the two players are indeed ready for this very crucial game 3. So when we left, there was like 10 minutes on the clock, and I'm very curious to see if there was any time extension. To be honest, that would be interesting to know that. But for now, we are going to see for the first time the White Forest strategy going first, and we know that the White Forest strategy going first, it's absolutely incredible. You have so many ways to go into your combos and to try to play around some interactions. But on the other hand, the Dracotail strategy, being able to play during the opponent's turn thanks to the 5 mana to just mess with the bodies on the field is of course very strong. But we see the Black Goat Love, which was so crucial during the first game, and here in the graveyard, I mean, it will help Roselle play around the Arcalion, which is so good.
Now the Deception of the Sinful Spores is being activated. We seemingly having no response from Gabriel's side so far. Oh, maybe he is considering it right now. Yep, there is something. Okay, what is it? Is it a Fuvalos? Is it a 5 mana? What can we do here? It needs to be impactful, that's for sure. It is Dracotail 5 mana. But what are we even going into here? Are we summoning a Gulamel on the opponent's turn? Do we just go ahead and summon a Phalion? Is Roselle chaining that Black Gold Lofts here? She's not, okay.
Yeah, and I think that's very clever, like in the first game, because yeah, of course, Gabriel can just summon the other monsters that wasn't called by the Black Goat Loaf. You still have the ability to go into the Gulamel and get rid of the Continue spell, which would be, of course, very good. So instead, you keep it for the next turn, and we know that you have to go into Arcalion on your own turn to try to get those resources back. So Roselle recognized that and just stays still.
Exact same decision. Oh, we can just summon Secretarion here on the turn 0 as well. I mean, we saw that Roselle has plenty of tools to play around, and in the last duel, still, it is denying some of these spellcaster effects that Roselle's deck is definitely including. Setting Dracotail Sting here, getting multiple trap cards set up. There also is K2 Dracotail. 6 minutes remaining. It doesn't get much more pressures than this.
Yeah, this is very interesting. We are going to get rid of course, the Diable Stars thanks to the pen, and we get some resources. Very interesting choice to go into the trap card here and not the Rahu, which means that you want to interact with the opponent's resources and probably also get another card in your hand and draw another one. So yeah, very interesting here from the side of Gabriel. What is Roselle gonna do next?
But I think Gabriel did exactly what I was suggesting. Just did something that is impactful and quick. We have a quick game 3 here. We have to play it out quickly. And he just found a solution with Secretarion to shut down some of the plays from Roselle and also immediately take some monsters off of her field with the first move that he did. So I feel like he has taken a good direction. But Roselle keeps on going. Hallowed Azamina into Murcielago by sending the Deception. So we will keep on going.
And that's literally full combo. So, I mean, Gabriel, I think he would like to have some interaction to try to prevent Roselle to go into full combo. But yeah, as you just mentioned, we are going to go below the bar of the 5 minutes. And that is very scary because we don't want to lose this game. For both duelists, we still want to be able to compete for the top 8. And a defeat here would be absolutely dramatic.
Yes, we are using Wanted in the graveyard, putting the Deception back underneath the deck. That's why we shuffled, and now we drew another card. What's next up on the menu? Hallowed Azamina, of course, came back into the hand. We put the Vengeance into the graveyard because obviously it can come back later, and that is the second Azamina monster now on the field. There is Foolish Burial Goods as well. Is this just going to be for more engine? It is. Curse of Diabel is being searched, so we want the Philia Diabel, and that is going to result in even another level 8 monster here. And as the opponent, as Gabriel has a monster on the field, we could possibly even special summon it out.
True.
Diabels to the hand. Yeah, in the hand, special summons it out by putting that, setting it back. Oh, Roselle is going full speed now. Yeah. It's not much time anymore, so we are rushing this combo, and that's how you have to do it. I was wondering how quick you can even perform this combo. Roselle is teaching us now by going full speed here.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the good point because yeah, Roselle knows her deck perfectly. She knows it by heart, and we can see that because the combos is going so quick, and we add so many monsters on the field. We are still protected thanks to the Ilia Sylvia, and I think it's going to be very hard for Gabriel on the following turn, to be honest, because remember there is still the Black Gotloff, which is sitting in the graveyard waiting to be activated on his turn.
Little hiccup there, though. We wanted to activate the effect of Arcelia, but then Gabriel reminded, hey, that actually is just a spellcaster which you cannot use because of Secretarian. Secretarian now gone, though, through the effect of SP Little Knight and the pass. 3 minutes remaining. Can Gabriel get through this, or was that enough from Rosalie's side?
I mean, you're gonna need some very, very powerful cards, and we see that he drew a card that he would probably have liked during the previous turn. But yeah, it's gonna be very, very hard because there are a lot of interactions. But watch Gabriel, he's very, very steady. He's like thinking carefully about what is gonna be the next move and how he can just break this field, which is indeed pretty good, to be honest.
Okay, we do resolve the effect of Dracotail Sting, banishing those 2 cards, getting another draw. Gabriel is fishing for cards that may be his winning cards, but can he do it in only 2.5 minutes? This is really down to the wire in the first match of the day immediately. That's already a good direction to go for the day, I feel like. That is setting the tone here for day 2 at YCS Bologna. Normal summons Bamululu now.
So we get access to the fusion summon, but of course, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see if we react. We decide to use the effect to try to destroy the Malulu, which is going to be the case, and we are going to bring... Oh,
that's Silvera this time that we summon out here. Interesting.
Absolutely.
Normally it was Poplar, but here it shall be Silvera instead. Gabriel struggles. Not many cards left, but there's Fusion. We can negate it, though, and that is the victory. Rosalie in the end, with so little time remaining, clinches it out and is a round 10 feature match winner. In what fashion? With the Godspeed there all of a sudden. That was sick.
Yeah, absolutely. The White Forest strategy taking the game right here, and it was very impressive because we saw the White Forest strategy going second 2 times in a row, and in the third game we saw little time remaining and Roselle activating all those cards all of a sudden very, very fast, and we saw that she knows her combos very well and she still reacted to every single interaction in a very, very good way. So very impressive to see this deck and this duelist doing so well in that round 10.
It was, and that was also one of her side deck tools, Vera being in the showcase. There's the last action of the duel, essentially. Scourge of the White Forest. You don't have that many hard negations in the format overall. I think the White Forest deck, actually, with Ilia Sylvia already is doing quite well with it, but from the side deck on top of that, and also have Scourge of the White Forest, which makes it even harder to break it. But actually, I've just been told that I thought our backup feature match surely must be over, but no, we have for today the Genesis Invitational here for the first time in Europe. So I think as they are in Game 3, let's go over and check out what's going on there.
Oh, this is looking exciting.
Oh my.
Yeah.
We have Niels and Gilles.
And I see a runic fountain on the field, and I got very excited because I really like the runic cards, to be honest. And we can see that there is some Lunalights card as well. Very exciting to see those strategies, and looks like Niels got a pretty huge field there.
Yeah, it's not just the runic cards we see here, it's also the more recent brand new Radiant Typhoons, which does allow Mystical Space Typhoon to come back into the forefront and even allow it the ability to technically now negate. And it definitely looks like there is the advantage on Neil's side here, but you never really want to be writing off Lunalights because all it takes is one access to Liger Dancer and you could be in a little bit of trouble.
That's true, and Gilles basically deciding to use the big brother of the
Mystical Space Typhoon!
And there's Twin Twister in the graveyard. Oh yeah, we are negating polymerization. What a time to be alive. We just go into the backup feature match, Genesis format, and the first thing we see is MST negating here. That's hilarious. That Mystical Space Typhoon did the trick, Gilles. Can he push any further with that gold Leo still on the field? Okay, there's a black sheep. Shall be negated as well, though.
Yeah.
And this is Bastard. This is Bastard, but yeah, I really like the fact that Mystical Space Typhoon negating was such a joke for so many years, and finally, I mean, now it can negate. That's so cool, to be honest.
Yeah, which is what I really like about the Radiant Typhoons is just like how modernized they've been able to bring a Mystical Space Typhoon. They all have incredibly good effects, and that is the handshake there, tuned in at the perfect time to prove that Mystical Space Typhoon can now negate. Absolutely amazing. I am super excited to be seeing more advanced, but also more Genesis content throughout today as well.
100%. We had 2 qualifiers basically this weekend. We had one on Friday, one on Saturday, where all the duelists that were 3-1 or better, 4-0 of course, made it here into this invitational to play it out, of course, for such prestigious pricing there. We have very, very good prizes waiting for the Genesis players, which they are really, really going to duel hard for. And Niels already made the first step, was the first match of the day. It's single elimination, so we have taken the first step. You're not allowed to lose. In the main event, it kind of becomes the same. Yeah, we're still playing Swiss, but losing, as we just saw, Gabriel Susi on an X2 record is really bringing you into a tough situation if you want to make it to top 8. Sort of impossible. I mean, some X3s probably are going to make it into top 8. It's going to be quite
but
hard.
I wouldn't
though.
bet on that. You know, I'd rather stay X2 and be pretty sure to be in the top 8,
100%.
but it's going to be very interesting. I saw a lot of duelists in the room today, and they were all, you know, X2, so on the verge of being eliminated. You have to just keep winning and not doing a single mistake, otherwise you are not being able to you're not able to go into the top 8. And this is so interesting, to be honest, the fact that you have so much pressure on your shoulders and you just have to keep going and keep staying focused, and that's where really great players are the best, to be honest.
For sure, but like we all gave away our pick for the advanced format.
Whoa.
For Genesis, what are we thinking? The Invitational, what is going to be taken down?
Very, very good question. I think Radiants are looking very, very strong. Radiant Typhoons with the Runics. I feel that they could very much put in a lot of work on that one. I don't think a lot of people are fully familiar with the strategy as of yet, and we've already seen how powerful a Mystical Space Typhoon can be.
Fair enough. I'll be a little boring. I think Dracotail also is really good in Genesis format, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see it taking it in the Genesis format Invitational. What are you thinking, John Lexi?
So no Apophis in the main format and no Apophis in the... Oh, come on, come on. I mean, I'm going to say something else. I really like the on-mat strategy, to be honest, in the Genesis format, and I wouldn't be surprised if a player decides to bring this strategy and win it all.
For sure, but no Genesis format between Gabriel Susi and Rosalie, as they are still, of course, in the main event where the current format is being played. And we want to hear it now from Rosalie after this exciting match. So let's bring it over to the Analyst's Corner with Rosalie and Mike.
Hello everyone, congratulations for the win. It was an amazing match, and I think everyone here wants to know your pick, White Forest. What is your mind behind that?
I mean, I just wanted a deck that can break boards well. And I think White Forest honestly just Mitsuyami, but better, because they both lose to Droll, but White Forest doesn't lose to Fuwa. And also no one knows what the cards do.
Yeah, so you want to cut people off guard and trying to play going first and going second, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I would like to ask you about some tech choices that you made regarding the deck.
Sure.
For example, I think the card that showcased a lot of power, it was the Black Goat Who Laughs. And I think it is one of those cards that you really want to see going first and second. Can you tell me a little bit more about this card?
White Forest, as a deck, uses spell trap cards as discard fodder, and Black Outlast is by far the best one that you can discard, because the graveyard effect, like, it's a quick effect and an interruption. This card is mainly for Yumi and Mitsu, though, because calling Snatchy and Murokuma is really strong, and against Dracotail it's kinda because they can always have a different option when you change to the fusion spell. But it's still good in the matchup, though.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was going to ask you. For example, in this scenario, you chose not to activate the Black Goat Who Laughs against Phimena, because I think that you thought about Arthalion, Gulamel, or Secretarion even. What's your thought process behind it?
I actually didn't even consider Secretarion, because its effect doesn't activate, so if he makes that, it doesn't matter. The only thing I was actually scared of here was Gulamel, because if he pops the Deception, then my only play is Wand Draw. I have nothing else. So I just wanted to make sure he doesn't Gulamel me. But if I call Gulamel, he gets to go Arthalion for free. But if he makes Gulamel, I can just chain it to the fact so that he can't chain the Gulamel anyway.
Okay, I totally agree with you. And I think in the previous scenario that we experienced, it was one of those scenarios that you really wanted to have the Black Hole who laughs even in the graveyard and on the field, because it has two different effects, right? And I think that utilized both of them really, really well. And I think it is one of those cards that can potentially steal games even when your opponent doesn't expect to have it in your graveyard, but since your monster sends a trap to the graveyard as a cost to activate their effects. And I think it is one of those tech cards that you really want to utilize, right?
For sure.
And how do you feel about White Forest general in the current meta state?
I mean, as long as you do not get rolled when you're going second and don't open only one-ofs, your deck is very strong.
So your only fear, real fear, is Droll and Lockbird?
It's the only non-engine that does like real damage to the deck, yeah.
And how do you feel about the current matchups in the meta?
I think Mitsuyami is free if you go first. They don't play enough non-engine to stop you, and they can't break the board with Chaos Angel. I think Dracotail is a good matchup, but if they make the full board and you don't have strong non-engine, it's hard to beat. And I think Pure Yummy is just a buy, because you always break their board, and unless they draw Ash plus Purge, they can never stop you from playing.
I mean, right now you're starting at X2, still making to the top 8, trying for this top cut, and I truly believe that you are going for this top cut and potentially for the win. I hope the best for you, best of luck, and good luck to the rest of the tournament. Thank you very much for being with me. Thanks everyone, congratulations again, and see you again in a bit more minutes for some Yu-Gi-Oh content.